All right, what's going on the Copywriting Call podcast? Your boy Loso 2.0, the copy got himself. And today I have Petrina, correct? So,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. I don't want to, take your stuff away.
No worries. Well, my name is Petrina Davis. I like to always say my full name.
Yep, do you?
I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I moved
Mhm.
down here to Alabama, where I'm at now. Here for college, Alabama A&M University, and then I moved back to up north to Delaware, and then, like I said, I'm back down here. So yeah, mostly about me. My passion is really like anything surrounding fashion, anything surrounding like modeling, and not only just that. I pick those things because like I like to do those things, but what
Mhm.
comes with it is more so the confidence builder, the impact,
Yeah.
like actually pulling out of people like the things that they never thought that they could do. I like to create those kind of environments. So yeah, me in a nutshell, I like to
No,
just put on that.
no, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, with being in college and stuff like that, and being an entrepreneur, how has that have been affecting each other? Because I know that's a little bit difficult to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work. It is. What I actually just came into contact with, I'm always the type of person that want to do the things that, is right. And
Hmm.
sometimes those things are, what other people told me was right. So for instance, like, my parents, family members, people that I look up to, but
Hmm.
instead of just, understanding like what is for me. So my major was family consumer science with a concentration of fashion merchandising.
Hmm.
And I came to realization that, I like those things, but I'm not very devoted into those things as I want to be. So let me
Hmm.
switch gears a little bit. So now I'm majoring in entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
And that relates a lot and very well because that's what I'm doing. So it's like, yeah, I'm learning about it, but I'm actually like doing it. And before I actually changed my major to that, I've already been in that field of entrepreneurship. I had a mentor. Well, I have a mentor. I had a different kind of business, like a network marketing business, and it allowed me to be like really more like hands-on on having a team, managing a team, having a business, and having like the understanding like the spiritual side of that, and understanding like the physical side of it. So it was like the experience came before the knowledge. And then I was like, okay, well, I understand I need more knowledge to have the kind of experience that I really want.
Yeah.
So I switched it up. And I
No.
was like, let me do something that is really, I'm very intentional. So let me do something that's going to pertain to what I'm doing.
No,
Mhm.
that's definitely powerful. I could say myself as well, like being like when I was in college and trying to be an entrepreneur, sometimes it kind of feels like they pull each other because you're doing what almost what you're supposed to do rather than
Right,
what you feel like doing. So
right.
it's nice that you switched your major around and stuff like that. How was it entrepreneurship learning that in college, being as though a lot of entrepreneurs say you don't even need college? So how is it
Right.
learning that?
Honestly, like, because I'm one of those ones that's like, I really don't need to be.
Yeah, fact.
I really don't need to be here.
Hmm.
I honestly am doing it still kind of in that field of doing what people want me to do. Yeah, but I'm still wanting to like still pull out how it would work for me. And honestly, like knowing both sides of it, knowing, just going out there and getting the experience or
Yeah,
just
fact.
going out there and like do the trial and error type of thing. Like I've done that and I'm still doing that. But also like knowing the book side of it, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how they're teaching it. So like, okay, well, y'all teaching it this way. If I decide to teach it one day, I'm gonna teach it, this way. You get what I'm saying? Because, I love my professor. She's pretty cool, but she's not even an entrepreneur. At least I
Oh
don't think when she
man.
talks, when she speaks about her government job. So I'm like, okay. But the information that she's giving us is like confirmation for me. So it's like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Okay, well, maybe I should take this approach. That sounds good. So it's kind of like giving me more ways to be creative with what I'm doing.
Hmm. No, I definitely understand. Maybe she might be an entrepreneur. We don't know. You know what I
You
mean?
know what I'm saying? She ain't study it, but
You feel me? But it's true though, because you know what I mean. Sometimes it takes a long time. I think Eric Thomas, he posted videos. You know Eric Thomas?
yeah, of course.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Oh, thank goodness.
Gotta know,
Someone knows him. All
gotta know
right. Yeah.
Eric. He
Yeah. He.
actually came to my school and I
For real?
actually saw him in person.
Oh man, that's my favorite
Yeah,
motivational
it was
speaker.
lit.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It's my
Yeah.
favorite. He's the number 2 motivational speaker behind me, but
Ooh,
yeah. So
you know what? I give it. I'm here for it.
no, definitely though. He was 18 years straight posting free content, 18 years straight before he blew up and became a billionaire. So it's like setting that foundation. So I definitely like that. You were talking about
Yes.
doing what's right. So I wanted to kind of touch back on that. How is being an entrepreneur and stuff like that affecting like your relationship with like your friends, family, or like, you know, your significant other if you have one? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
how is that affecting that?
Well, I love that you said those variety of groups because they're all different, right?
Yeah.
So like family, right? You have my family is super, super supportive, but they're
Oh,
supportive.
wow.
Yeah, for sure. They're supportive in a way where it's like, it's not necessarily like, okay, you should try this way, you should try this way, because they don't know that side. They're not entrepreneurs. Nobody in my family is. So they're more so supportive on like, okay, do what you feel is right. You know, you got my support, right? Friends don't get it.
Yeah, no, facts. That's
They
facts.
don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I do have a select few, like I have I have a select few friends that are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
2 that I can name off of the back of my head that I go to and we have those talks. And when we're talking, it's like, wow, like I can see us as billionaires going back to this
Get them on the show. Get them on the podcast.
You know what I'm saying? It's done. Like I could see us as billionaires coming back to this conversation. Like we talked about this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's so good. Like it's so good. And before me and you got on to this video call right here, I actually was speaking to one of them before I went to church and everything. My friend Mina, she's a fashion designer.
That's
and
nice.
That's like my soul sister. So it's really great to have somebody like that through the process. And the crazy thing about it is when I kind of was like, I don't want to say like a low. Well, I call it a low point. I call it a low point in my life.
We all have them.
Yeah, she actually reached out to me, and it was out the blue. Like she reached out to me. Me and her, like we never really established like a friendship.
Yeah.
But she reached out to me out of the blue, and she was like, "I see you on your journey. I see you through your process. I just want to let you know that I'm here." And after that, it was on go.
God, that's God right there.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
for real. And as far as like my significant other, it's great as well because we on the same race.
That's tough.
We on the same marathon. So he doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. We meet back up, like this is what we did. You know what I'm saying? This is what you could do better. This is what I do, you know? So it's like we're building while we're on that.
That's some good stuff you said. I know especially because it's, even with the significant other thing, right? It's like a lot of people, when they get in relationships, they lose themselves. They're so worried about the relationships that they start to lose themselves. Instead, it should be like, how can I better myself and they better themselves? And that we're two like two better wholes and come together.
Exactly. And you want to know what's crazy? People used to beat me. People used to come at me for this, like, Petrina, you just being so hard, you so difficult, blah, blah. But I've always been the type of person to kind of like know what I want.
But your standards. That's
you know
calm,
what I'm saying? So with any kind of relationship that I was in, it's like, okay, how does this help me in my situation when I'm doing it? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't, like, yeah, we here, but like, what we really doing?
No, that's true. That's true. And then, how old are you two?
I'm 23.
23. Okay, so we're the same age.
I just turned 23.
So, a lot of times, another thing you said about friends as well, like they're not going to get it because like we're like steps ahead. We're way ahead.
No, for real. We're 23. Think about that. We're 23.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, I'm 24 though. I'm a little bit older, but it's true though. You know what I mean? It's like they're still like trying to grow. That's why I have like a select group of friends. We all do different things, but like they're gonna start trying this stuff when they're like 30, because right now they think they're in their 20s. That's their time to like, you know what I mean? A lot of people aren't being entrepreneurs at our age. A lot of people aren't married. I've been married for like almost a year. You know what I mean? Like,
love it. Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
That's lit.
A lot of people aren't on this type of wavelength, so it's like it's kind of hard. And then another thing you said about the supportive family, that actually surprised me, because the last couple of people that I've interviewed, it was always like their family were like almost like not okay with it. They later became supportive, but at first it was like real hard for them. Like, oh no, you should just go to school, get a job.
And that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said they are supportive, and they're like, because I'm very headstrong as well. So it's like, I'm going to do this. I'm telling you.
Facts. Yep.
So they're like, So they're like, okay, you know, I'm here for you, but this is what you should, like I said, I'm only, you know, trying to find my way through school that's best fit for me because my mom wants me to graduate. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But
Yo,
I'm
I think
still going to
you
find
started.
what's best for me. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel that 1,000%.
No, no, that's good. That's all good. That's all good stuff right there. So you say you do fashion modeling. Kind of talk to us kind of about what you really do, like your business and stuff like that.
Yes. So I love it. Ever since I could remember, like America's Next Top Model type time. Like I would watch those, you know what I'm saying? I would
Yeah.
literally like follow Tyra Banks when I was young. Like I probably was like 6, 7, I don't know. I would find
Yeah.
myself like walking on the curb, you know, practicing my foot placement. And I didn't know
Hmm.
what I was doing. I was just, you know, living.
Having fun,
Right.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I finally like found my way to like get on the stage and get in that field of runway and modeling, you know, I jumped on it. It was nobody
Hmm.
really in my, well, I don't want to say nobody in my family that put me on it because they placed me like, I did like 2 beauty pageants when I was younger. So that's
Hmm.
kind of in the midst of it. But I still took it upon myself to like really find out, okay, how can I do this? Right. So whatever kind of college I was going to go to, I said they gotta have a fashion major and they gotta have a modeling troupe. And I came to Alabama A&M. I joined their modeling troupe, World Modeling Troupe Incorporated. I love them. That's like my foundation of modeling per se. I learned a lot of things. I did multiple fashion shows, photo shoots, like all those things.
Hmm.
Anything that you could describe, like
Work
it really
it.
built
That's
my
tough.
stamina, built myself up.
Hmm.
And I became Mrs. Ward. So once I became Mrs. Ward, I was able to produce models. And I would want to say that it's probably like 30 something models that came to us, but only 21 made it through the process. And, you know, I was able to help mold them and shift them into like actual models. And
Yeah.
they went off to LA Fashion Week. You know, I've had models, not in that specific group, but I had models that went to New York Fashion Week. Sorry, New York Fashion Week. I have models that got out to Paris Fashion Week. So a lot of different like places that they went, and it's just like wow to see like, you know, I played a part in that, or you know, having them come up to me and like, Petrina, you know, I look up to you, you inspire me, da, da, da. You know, just different things like that. So I
Hmm.
love the entire. Once I did that, I kind of fell into the coaching aspect of it. So
Of
now I'm
course.
a model coach. I am a coach for First State Fashion Week in Delaware, and I'm a coach here in Alabama for the Royal Umbrella. So yeah, I'm a coach for these 2 organizations, but I also want to have my own and just, you know, have people be able to come to me and book me like, okay, I need a coach. Can you coach me? Whether it's private, whether it's groups. You know, I'm doing classes right now. My second class will be October 3rd. And you know, I'm here.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
here doing everything.
I love seeing people talk about their passion now, honestly.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite things to do.
no,
And see
for
that you're
real.
real passionate about that. So that's really cool though. So you said that you've been, you know, you a coach in Delaware, coach down there in Alabama and stuff like
Yes.
that. So are you doing this virtually or are you flying back and forth
Oh,
from?
actually, it started out virtually. Like the goal is for me to be flying back and forth because I've been like the past 2 years. The plane was like my car for real. Like I've been in the plane more
Scared
than
of
I was in
plane,
the
so
car. What? Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Like I would fly everywhere. So it was like, okay, I could fly. But then circumstances happened where I couldn't fly. So it's like, okay,
yeah.
well, we're gonna make something work and let's do
Mm.
a virtual. So we did modeling courses virtually. I did have classes virtually as well. I'm not really too big of a fan of a virtual class, but you know, trial and
Whatever
error.
gets it done.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It was a trial and error type of thing. So, you know, I'm really just putting myself in the what's it called? I'm just putting myself in place to be able to like go out and travel. So whether it's
Mm-hmm.
me, you know, finding out different ways to make money, me learning new budget skills and saving, being more disciplined, you know, I have to make things work so that I can do the things I want to do.
No, that's definitely. You know, honestly, it may not look like it, but I modeled once too. I got one little trophy of
But don't tell me
that.
that. Don't
Yeah, I
tell me
won a
that.
little. You know, what I mean,
Because
it was that little. It's a little
as soon as
bar. I
the
was
show
like 12.
comes, I'm calling you. Yeah, we need a male model. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Oh, it's over with.
Yeah. I did it. I did it when I was like 12 years old. I was a little bit more chunkier back then, but had lost all that stuff up. Nah, that's cool. That's cool though. So you say earlier you were kind of talking about how you came from church and stuff. So what's your relationship been like with God through all of this?
Well, like I love it because it's like I kind of been able to like resculpt it. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Explain that. Yeah, explain that.
growing up, growing up, you know, we're taught things when we're growing up. We don't know how to actually like explore and create and, you know, do our own thing. Well, we
Hmm.
do, but we're not like conscious of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like God was taught to us instead of us like experiencing God. So on our own. So now my vision of God is more so like a source that's not only, you know, something I could pull from, but something that's in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I kind of view God in me now instead of like out
Oh,
there.
that's good. That's good
You know
stuff,
what
man.
I'm
That's what
saying?
I'm talking
So
about. Yeah. He's part of
so
all
it's
of us.
like, you know what I'm saying? And that too, like even that, like when I'm talking to people, it's like, okay, I'm listening to the God in you.
Hmm.
If it sound right, if you're
Yeah.
talking good stuff, if you're talking good stuff, you know, like so I
Mm.
kind of view it like that as well. Like we're all, you know, individual gods, but we all worship God and we're all a
Yeah.
part of God. So like
Mhm.
whenever I'm going through a certain situation which is like I don't know, it's like, okay, let me be still, let me meditate, let me go to God. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Let me go to God. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of how I view it. It's like whatever it is that I need, I know that I'm already am because God is in me. And if I
Yeah.
can't find it in me, I'm gonna be like, okay, God, you know, show me, see me. It's like really like I'm very in the spiritual moment of it instead of like, okay, I'm gonna just do it because I was told to do it. You know,
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Now that's good.
I
We were just
feel it
talking
now.
about that everybody has to find God in their own way and stuff like that. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
now I like that how you're talking. This is your God talk. Out of you, and
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like I truly believe that as well. That He's within all of us and stuff like
yeah.
that. So we got a superstar model coach. You know what I mean? You have, significant other. Then you're going to school. How do you find the time to? I don't like to say time management because we all got the same 24 hours, but self-manage all of these things and then have a time to have a life as well. You know what I mean? How do
Mm.
you do that?
I'm kind of like still figuring it out.
That's true though. That's true though.
I'm very good at like planning and scheduling. Like I always keep, and that's what the last company that I was a part of. Like they taught me how to journal. Well, not journal. They taught me how to like schedule and plan out my day.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started doing that with just like somebody telling me doing it to do it, and then I kind of like put it into my own. So I will write out what I'm going to do this morning, what I'm going to do, throughout the entire day, hour by hour. And
Mm-hmm.
then I kind of get sometimes when I feel like I'm just too scheduled, I kind of just feel like, okay, let me just go with what I feel like. So it really just depends on, how I'm feeling as far as like
Mm-hmm.
time management. Because honestly, truthfully, I started to, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of the times they talk about how time is not really real and it's an
Mm-hmm.
illusion. So honestly, truthfully, I'm still like trying to like vision that and like what does that really mean, but I
Mm-hmm.
still also understand that it's kind of like a feeling, like I don't know, it's kind of like a feeling. So if I feel like I should be doing this, that's what I'm going to do. If I feel like I don't want to do this, I'm not going to do it. And it just makes everything line up the way that it has to be. But as far as like me going to school, I also work full time. I'm a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Me planning out my business itself, it's like, okay, well, I feel like, and I know that I need to sit down and really plan out my next class. So after work, whatever I'm doing before work, like I'm gonna find time for it. Or I'm gonna just do it. I don't know. It's just really like me just doing it. If I'm not planning it, I'm just gonna just do it. But if I'm not doing it, it's because that I need to rest and I need to like just sit and sit in my creative space, have things come to me instead of me going out there and just doing it.
Yeah. Nah, I
Does
agree
that
with
make
that.
sense?
Yeah,
I feel like
it
I was
do,
kind
it
of like
do.
everywhere.
It kind of makes sense because that's kind of similar how I do it though. I'm still trying to find my thing because I recently just got promoted to like a district manager. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like to be able to do all that stuff, then work. I just kind of find myself. I have a list of like probably like 40 things. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
these 40 things today, or at least I'm gonna
Not
try
40
to do
things
as much as
today.
possible. You know what I mean? Whether I might go to bed at 12 o'clock, I'm waking up at 7, but it's like
Right.
I try to knock it out as much as possible, whichever is
Yeah.
near. I try to, me personally though, I try to do the easier things first because it's not really doing the stuff once I get started. It's getting started is the hardest part. So I always do something
Mm-hmm.
super easy. Like the first thing of my day is just, before I even talk about that, what's your morning routine like?
Yeah, my morning routine, I love it. First thing I do, I wake up and I, just be in that state of like gratitude and just be
Mhm,
really like grateful, that I'm up
mhm,
and I'm, walking and all those things I'm breathing. I have this, that, and the third, just the little things I'm just
mhm,
grateful for. And then I go into my yoga. I started doing yoga probably like a year ago, I want to say maybe
mhm.
a year and a half. And that has helped me be able to be like more like flexible, like internally and
Yeah.
like mentally and stuff like that, and also like creative and strong, honestly. Um, so I do my yoga, I do, I'll meditate next, and then I'll journal, and then I'll breakfast, and then I start my day. So
Nah,
that's how.
that's strong. That's strong. It's definitely having a strong morning routine. It's like I said, it's not really doing this stuff. It's how you start your day. Like if I find my day just starting off by scrolling through social media, which I delete social media every day and I re-download it at night.
Really,
Yeah, I re-download it at
really.
night. Yeah, because during the day, it's like it almost gives you that like Vegas type of effect. Like if a notification goes off, my phone's like, I'm like, so that's why I delete social media and I re-download it at night. And then after I get everything done, I'm like, okay, now I'm rewarding myself for getting everything done.
Okay.
That's something that's been helping me out. And then, of course, the first thing I do is pop on a motivational video, whether it's Carlos Henry or Eric Thomas or whatever. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like to listen to myself like that sometimes, but I do. But I do like throw that on just because it's like I feel like what you consume in the first 30 minutes of your day decides how
Yeah,
your day is gonna be. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like meditating also like that
It's
is really good.
it's preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's preparation. Like when I do my morning routine, if something happens through the day, it was like, man, if I didn't do my yoga, oh, it would have been
Oh yeah, it'd been
it would
fighting,
have
huh?
been it would have been over. Like, but because I did my yoga, I could just step back into myself and just let it, what I'm saying, just let it breath out.
Okay, no, I like that. I like that. So you were talking about before, how your friend talked you through when you were kind of in some lower points and stuff like that. So what are some things that you do besides, your friend coming in? What are some other ways that you help yourself get back up when you have those lows? Because entrepreneurship life, a life period, I mean, gets those ups and downs like a roller coaster. So what do you do to kind of get yourself right back up?
Yeah, meditate, breathe. Like those things is not just that in itself. It's like me really connecting to my higher self, me connecting to God. Like that's my
Mm-hmm.
connection. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people pray, I pray as well. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
pray, a lot of people, um, talk to people. I don't know, different things. But I like to meditate. Or sometimes if I don't even know what's going on, or if I feel like I can't say certain things to people, I journal. So like I really just go back to my morning routine. And
Mm-hmm.
journaling really helps me
Mm-hmm.
because when I journal, in the morning when I journal, I kind of like it's probably like sometimes it's like a manifestation type of journaling.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I'm journaling and I want to like I'm going through a certain situation and I don't know what it is, I would journal and I would kind of like self-evaluate and like self-reflect in
Mm-hmm.
that journaling. So that helps me a whole lot because I'm able to understand like, okay, what is really going on. And most of the time when things are going on, it's like it's going on because it needs to go on to develop that character for what you're actually asking for. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking for all of these things, I'm planning all these things, I'm manifesting all these things, but it's
Yeah.
like I need to prepare myself and become that person. So it's like these little trials and challenges and stuff like that, like it's just preparation. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I'm upset, like it's me not being conscious of the preparation part. It's like, okay, I'm just upset, like I'm upset.
No,
But
fact.
when like conscious of, oh, I'm in creation, it's like, okay, let's just go through it then. Let's do it. What else? Like I'm in that mode where it's like, okay, what else?
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I got one more question for you before we finish wrap this thing up. So and that's just something I just want to see your perspective on this, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
being in college, I know like I just graduated from college a couple of years ago.
What school
Um,
did you go to?
Delaware State University.
Okay, what did you major?
In kinesiology and neuroscience.
Wow. All right now.
Yeah, so I played sports and they were just like pick a major. When I played JUCO first basketball, and I'm just like, all right, cool, this one. And then it was like that was the hardest one.
No, for real. Sound like
But it's all good though. It's all good. I'm not using my degree. Well, I guess neuroscience kind of, but
yeah.
no. I was that. So that's one thing I was going to ask you, right? So like, I know how it was being in college, being young too as well, and as both being, you know, African American as well. Like growing up in these schools and stuff like that, and being as though we're so young and we have all these different types of friends, how do you stop them like from, or how do you not fall victim to like being pulled down from like, you know, the partying and like all that type of stuff? How do you like stop that? You know what I mean? You know what I'm kind of saying? Like for people
Yeah, I
like
get
pulling
you
you down type of thing,
1,000%.
making you be like, oh, you should be doing this because you're young. You know what I mean? Like stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, well, in the beginning, I'll say probably like in the beginning, like last year, I would kind of like be, well, I don't know. Like I've been in isolation for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
COVID,
I've
yeah.
been in very like, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of been out the mix for real.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm in the mix, it's like, what we doing?
Yeah,
Like
no,
I don't feel like I'm supposed to be there anyway. So it's kind of like and they was talking about this today at church too. Like God gonna pull you out of the situation that you don't need to be that you don't need to be in. He's gonna take the taste out of your mouth for the things that you ain't supposed to be consuming. You know what I'm saying? Certain
yeah,
things like that. So I'm not supposed to be there. That's why I feel so uneasy. That's why I feel like, you know what I'm saying, out of place. So it's like
yeah.
I've been in isolation parties, you know, the only kind of party that will be like what I consider lit is like a, you know, a lounge with business people, you know, we share ideas, we creating, you know what I'm saying? We laughing about things that people don't get unless you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, no,
Like,
facts,
you
facts.
know, stuff like that. So like if it's not that, then it's not really like too amusing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's easy now. It's like, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah, no. And I actually, it's funny. I find myself when I'm out
I'm
handing out
gonna
business
put my
cards.
phone on a charger.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Give me 1 second. I don't want it to die.
Don't worry, guys. We're gonna wrap this interview up pretty soon. As well, though. I guess while she's figuring that out as well, guys. If you're looking to get interviewed, definitely follow. Oh, you can hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you fine. So yeah, no, I'm saying I find myself like going out like places. I'm handing out business cards. So I'm like, hey, look, this is the podcast.
At work, like if I'm checking you out and you look like you're important, what do? You know what I'm saying? I'm networking right there.
Yep, no, that's definitely cool. Is there any like last little things or tidbits that you advice you want to give as far as like, you know, to help out other young entrepreneurs, you know, whether it's about your mom business or whatever, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, well, before I go into like the advice, I do want to go ahead and say follow me on Instagram. Ophil That Class is my model page. OPHIL_that_class, and then my main page is CEO Trina with 3 A's, 3 A's, the number 4 and the underscore, right? So that's my social media platform. What I do want to give out to everybody is really just, you know, despite anything that's going on in your reality, despite what anybody's saying, despite what your friends are doing, despite what you're used to, you know, really get used to like change, really get used to being versatile, get used to, you know, understanding yourself and being more like aware of like what you're able to, what you're capable of doing. Get used to your creative side because we all have it. And understand that whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you feel like you should do, even if you don't know what that is right now, you know, you have a calling, you have a purpose, and it's all up to you just sitting down and finding what it is, however long it takes. Like, be patient with yourself, give yourself grace. You know what I'm saying? All different kind of things like that, because it's a marathon. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? It takes stamina, it takes strength, it takes all these different kind of things. But I just want to give people for y'all to understand that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's built in you to do it. So you want to go through it, but just know it's already done.
That's great advice. That's great advice. And I love that song in the background. But yeah, other than that though, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. If you watch the video, like, subscribe, comment below. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please give that rating 5 stars. I need all that.
One more thing, I just want to like really, really, really share my gratitude with you on what you're doing. What you're doing, the platform you created for not only yourself, but for so many other people, the impact that you've had on so many people's lives, like in the past and in the future and the present, and giving me the opportunity to share this space with you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. No, thank you. And then, to end that off, man, keep killing the day, man. Remember, y'all pray for marketing like this, man. Copy God out. And let me just stop the recording.